Alrighty. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the. Oh, I'm sorry. Give me 1 minute. Alrighty. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the OCL Collegiate League 10th Edition Tournament. We are now here into the winners semifinals match in Tier 2. This is going to be a matchup between the number 2 seed taking on the number 3 seed, University of California, Berkeley B, taking on the newcomer school, Russian Technological University A. Two teams with very interesting stories with how they have managed to get here and win their semifinals. One school with a ton of history looking to finally get their win in the OCL Collegiate League tournament, while the other team is looking to continue on their very hot start with a potential top 3 finish in their first appearance ever. Alrighty, refereeing this match will be Emerald Aegis. Streaming this match will be Evier. I am Porcus Great, and I will be your caster for this match today. So, what can be said about these two teams is that, like I've just mentioned, both of these teams are the number 2 seed and number 3 seed, retrospectively. University of California, Berkeley, if you just saw the ping, is looking to finish in their 3rd ever podium finish in 4 splits. They finished 2nd in both splits in 2022, but last split they finished in top 6. Just, I believe they lost out against UIUC, if I recall correctly, in the first losers finals, but this time with a new roster with the return of Azurian back in Tier 2. He has been the catalyst behind the UC Berkeley team as they have fought their way into the winners semifinals. They defeated MIT, Jinan University, and last week they defeated University of Cambridge, the university that finished runner-up in last split's Tier 2 tournament. So obviously, Berkeley is a team that I keep an eye out for in terms of how they will perform for this match. But standing in their way is a team that is making their first appearance in OCL Collegiate League, as it's going to be the Russian Technological University from Russia. I mean, what can we say about this team other than the fact that, for their first appearance, they just, like Berkeley, has just been very, very impressive throughout their first 3 matches. They beat Texas A&M in round of 32, University of Georgia in round of 16, and then last week they beat Carleton University 6-4 to advance into the winners semifinals. So this is really interesting. Both teams, especially for the case of Cambridge and Carleton, they have been teams that I believe were, that I had my eye around them. I had my eyes on them in terms of, those teams might be the ones that, I could see them making like a case for top 3 or even winning the tournament as well. Alrighty, as both warm-ups are finished, we will get into the roles right here and right now. So, UC Berkeley, Russian Technological University. It's now going to be roles, and Miyageto, the captain for RTU, will win the roles by a long shot. So, RTU will get the priority order for either the pick order or the ban order, and Berkeley will follow up by choosing the second order. So yeah, this is going to be really interesting. I've looked at stats for this split. I mean, you do have, when you look into like stats, like the player that I've seen most of the time, you see Azurium and Miyageto. Both of them have just been very, very, very strong. And sometimes, you have other players like AJ Mosca, still have Valine doing well in some maps, and BU as well. And as the same can be said for RTU with Lemon V2, Shameless Lad, and Dan Zero. Those got like every player on those teams has just been very, very strong in particular. So Miyageta will go with the second ban, so Berkeley will get the first ban priority. So now Berkeley will have a choice of either picking first or second. Alrighty, so one thing I would like to mention with Berkeley is that yes, this is a team that has been very strong in all like rounds. I mean, even with like their history in like finals and grand finals, like this is a team that, you know, again, they should, like, no team should, like, if you really want to get through Berkeley, you might have to really strategize into their weak spots and just hope that you'll win those picks against them. Berkeley in particular, from what I've seen, I mean, from the start of like, you'll see some signs of Berkeley starting to have some signs of inconsistencies, or the pressure really starts to get into them. But I just think that this is a much different team than what I have seen from the last 3 splits, even when you have like previous players who were standout players that did very, very well. I mean, then again, with this tournament, it's always been like a team tournament, and in some sense, in a way. So I just think with what my predictions is going to be, I don't know if neither team is going to have like, you know, a sweep of some sorts, but as we get into the bans, it's going to be Berkeley banning No Mod 5 first off, so RTU will now go up to have the second and third bans. It was at this stage 1 year ago that UC Berkeley took on Université de Caen from France, and I remembered it was like it was pretty much Berkeley from the start, but then Université de Caen almost came back to try to force tiebreaker, but Berkeley got it together and be able to win to avoid tiebreaker. So I do kind of see, in terms of predictions, like a similarly, this match might head into that direction where maybe it might be one-sided at the start, but then there could be a comeback, or it might just be really, really close from start to finish. As we are waiting on RTU to make their first ban. Fremont 2 will be banned. So that's going to be done by RTU. So no more, we will not see RTU, or we will not see Fremont 2 being played out in this map. So we are waiting on the next ban for RTU. They want to take their time on this, and rightfully so. It's going to be, again, interesting to see how these players will perform on this map pool. And whoever wins this match will be moving on to the winners finals and will guarantee themselves a top 3 finish, as well as taking home the physical prizes and hardware. And whoever loses, I believe, will be taking on it, or I don't know if the match had already. Oh yeah, okay. So whoever loses will be taking on either the winner of University of Waterloo or University of Rutgers. That match will happen at 21 UTC later today, so in approximately under 2 hours from now. As Double Time 3 will be banned from RTU, Berkeley is now up to make their final ban. Alrighty, and you know, when we're talking about like Waterloo versus Rutgers, I'm gonna go a bit off topic with that match, just to like find downtime. I mean, that's a very, very interesting match to say the least. We're talking about what I think is the most stacked Waterloo roster yet in Tier 2 yet, as they will be taking on a team that is now getting everyone's attentions as to how they are pulling off perhaps one of the huge upsets of the tournament, maybe arguably in the history of the tournament, pretty much. Rutgers is going to be a team I keep an eye out for, because this is where, like, apparently I've talked to them and they have said this is like, oh yeah, they have a couple players that are, this is where, like, this is right at their comfort levels, or because they have played like the late game pools for what the SR average of the OCL late game stages are. So I mean, it's possible that Rutgers might pull off in the improbable of taking out two top Canadian schools, as Nomad Dri will be the final ban for UC Berkeley. So now with this in mind, we have officially gotten our bans. Two Nomad bans coming from both schools with Nomad 5. Oh wait, no. Two Nomad bans coming from UC Berkeley on Nomad Dri and Nomad 5. RTE will opt to go with the Double Time Dri and Fremont 2 ban. So now they are now up. 90 seconds are on the board. Alrighty. So, the question is, what is Russian Technological University going to pick first? And that is going to be Nomad 1 Blowout. So we're going to go straight with consistency, aim consistency with Nomad 1. Three minutes, 28 seconds long. Your average, your average long length map. Pretty interesting to say the least. When we look into the pools for in terms of statistics from last week, RTU scored 1.3 million. Miyageto with the FC on the quarterfinals. Nomad 1 Cinderella Syndrome. Yeah, and for UC Berkeley, they did play Nomad 1 2 weeks ago in round of 16. And which, yeah, that's the last time we have seen Berkeley played Nomad 1, and that was in round of 16 when they take on, I believe, oh yeah, Jinan University. In which, that was the only point that they actually lost against Jinan, which was Nomad 1. They scored 1.1 million on Kagome with Azurium and BU at the helm for UC Berkeley, in which we see two of them back in for the red team. And meanwhile, we will see Miyageto back in. And the question is, who's going to team up with Miyageto? I would assume it's going to be Dan Zero, since he did play Nomad 1 last week. Oh, nope, it's going to be Lemon V2. So, lineups is set, and now we're already getting into the match underway. So, your second and final winners semifinals match is now underway. Alrighty, good start coming from everybody here. And we see the stream, and Zuri will find a drop on the end of that stream. That is a unlucky break coming from Azurium. Not the start he would wanted, especially he was holding a 100% accuracy around that time. And we are seeing some more small streams, and already BU will find a drop just at the first Ki. RT is looking pretty strong, as we can see the score is already starting to go up. Lemon V2 and Miyagi working together as a team. Um, holding on to both of their full combos right now. Now they're getting into the break. We do see some act drops coming from the side of Miyagi, but still holding on to the combo. Everybody's just looking really comfortable, and despite those act drops, they are still holding on. Everybody's still holding on to their combo, but I don't think time is definitely on their side. Everybody hitting that wiggle stream right there. And oh, Miyagi will find a drop during the second KI. Now it's just going to be Lemon V2 now holding on to the lead for RTU. We can see the score is starting to slightly decrease over on the side on RTU, but there's still a 200k gap. But Lemon is looking very, very strong right now. And Azurian will find a drop as same, and BU with the drop earlier as well. I was thinking maybe there wasn't going to be a drop, and oh, Lemon will find a drop, but there's just no combo left. I mean, there's just no one with any significant combo aside from Miyagi, who's just going to slightly aid already into the big lead that RTU has built themselves at. As we're about to see the end of Nomad 1, it was a very strong performance from Lemon V2, which has paid off with the switch of Dan Zero to Lemon V2. Lemon V2 with the top score in the lobby, as it would be good enough for RTU to take their first point. Miyagi with the only breaks he had were slider breaks. No actual misses with the S rank. Just unlucky breaks for Miyagi, but yeah, RTU is really out here to really show themselves what they got, as they are starting off this semifinals match very strong. And now they are just 5 points away from their first ever top 3 finish. But Berkeley is now up, and they might have something to say about that. The question is, what is Berkeley going to pick to try to get themselves back into the conversation at 1-1? Alrighty, so Berkeley, this is going to be interesting. I mean, they could opt to go with any maps that they want, you know. I mean, oh, they're gonna go with double time too. Alrighty, double time 2 will be now up for UC Berkeley. Berkeley has been a very strong, they have been a pretty strong double time team for the split in particular from what I've seen. I mean, the scores that they have gotten in qualifiers, they have standouts in their double time rankings, and you also recall they were number 1 in double time 2 in round of 32 and quarterfinals week, so it definitely shows what Berkeley is capable of. So we're going to see a swap with AJ Mosca coming in for BU, but as for RTU, let's see which players they're going to bring in. I mean, if I had to guess, they might bring in Miyagi and Dan Zero for Russian Technological University. Or they could probably, I could see them going with Dance Zero, but no, they're gonna go with Shameless Lad. That's interesting, but I guess this can also mean that Russian Technological University have a well-rounded roster that, you know, can pretty much play like any mods or any maps that, you know, tailored to their skill sets. Pretty much. But we're going with Double Time too. Mechanical speed is the key skill set for this map in particular. And already right off the gate, Azurium will find a drop just before the Ki. But Shameless Lad, I did not see him with the break, and both of them are struggling with the streams in particular, and you know, it's really tricky, but it's just AJ Moscow taking on Mia Ghetto, but Azurium has just started to stabilize with his consistency. But now, really, the main factor that could play a huge role is the first player battle between AJ Moscow and Mia Ghetto, and a break from either one of those players would mean bad news. As you can see, we see more act drops, and Azurium will find a drop. And we see act drops coming from both AJ Moscow and Mia Ghetto as well. And we see these huge burst readings, and Mia Ghetto will lose his full combo. And oh, we just see the breaks coming from Shameless Lad and Mia Ghetto. They just couldn't hold on to the consistency until the end. And now that score is going to skyrocket. AJ Moscow is going to carry this one away. And well, AJ will lose his full combo, but Azurium still has big combo to hold on. And oh my goodness, he is hitting those. Everybody's just dropping. And yeah, I mean, Azurium had a rough start, but is able to hold on, which, I mean, both AJ and Azurium with the 1v2 moment against RTU. That is just an impressive score coming from UC Berkeley. So now it's going to be 1-1 for both teams right now. RTU is now up, and they're gonna go straight into Hidden 2. Awkward angle reading will be the key for this Hidden 2 map, as, yeah, I mean, interesting choice coming from Russian Technological University. Now, I'm not really sure if I really like this choice coming from Russian Technological University. It's a very, very bold choice considering they are choosing our Hidden 2 for the first time in a match setting right now. As the last time they actually did play a Hidden 2 was in qualifiers. But if you look into Berkeley's team scores, they did set number 1 on Hidden 2 in round of 16 2 weeks ago. So that is just going to be an interesting choice for RTU. So, I mean, we will see Mia Ghetto and 11v2, the two players that have played the qualifiers into last time, whereas AJ Moscow and Azurium is going to stay in. So opting to go with a different line. Oh no, they're going with the same lineup as they played Hidden 2. My bad. So Sanctuary, wrapped by Rabbit House, is going to be the next map for these two teams to play. It's still very, very close right now. We can just see like the awkward jumps and some bursts reading that these players will have to go through. AJ will find a drop and no one's going to trade with him. Oh, but Lemon will drop almost like a few seconds after I just said that. It's just Azurium taking on Miyageto. Another drop over on the side of Berkeley is going to help RTU extend that lead for just a bit. But just like with what we're seeing in Double Time 2, it is really just Azurium taking on Miyageto now. Yeah, Azurium is looking much more comfortable with the 97% accuracy, but meanwhile, really in the terms of the second place battle, it's just AJ trying to play catch up to 11v2, but there's still, I mean, the scores have been pretty close that it's definitely doable. Just for Berkeley, they just need a bit of luck on their side, and right now it's just not on their side as AJ is just finding more drops right here on this map. But Lemon will find a drop and AJ will trade it right back again. It's just Miyageto versus Azurium. I think that might be a factor as to Miyageto will find a drop. And now it's over on the side of Berkeley. Azurium's trying to hold on to his combo until the end. Oh man, and this is going to be close. I mean, their time is not on RTU's side, but Azurium will find a drop. But I just don't know if that's enough time for RTU to catch up. But the breaks is certainly helping. Oh, this is actually getting really close. Now we're seeing the score is just decreasing over on the side. But Lemon will find this. And just when we're about to see the end, you gotta love Client, but yeah, it's just not enough time. Even the breaks that AJ is struggling with consistency, it's just not going to be enough time for RTU to catch up in the end. Azurium did enough for what he needed to do to give Berkeley their second point and their first break point on this match. That was a close call by UC Berkeley. A impressive performance coming from Azurium as he just has much better combo and consistency than Miyageto. And yeah, like RTU tried to almost, I think if Levin didn't break at the end, I feel like the score gap would have been much more closer. But in the end, once I saw that break, I just almost instinctively knew Berkeley got that one in the bag. So a much needed point from Berkeley to try to pull themselves ahead for a potential 3-1 lead with the next pick in their hands. So the question now is, what is Berkeley going to pick right now? I could see them going with I mean, they could. It's still pretty early, so I still think they have a lot of choices to choose from. But AJ is going to go with Double Time 1 for UC. Wait, no. Wait a minute. Let me check the rules document. I'm pretty sure that's not allowed. Or oh, oh yeah. Wait. Yeah, that is that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's so there are no restrictions on pick order except tiebreaker. Yeah. So this it's right because like oh yeah, it was like in previous splits where we do not allow like double picking except with the exception of no mod. Me when I did not know my own rules as well. Alrighty, so double time 1 is going to be up next for UC Berkeley. Looking to capitalize on the double time pools. Looking into statistics, if I recall correctly, no. Berkeley did not get top 1 in any like of the I believe the double time 1 maps, but they have performed very strong. However, wait, no, I'm wrong. They did score number 1. They did get number 1 on double time 1 last time. Yeah, Valine and Azurian played the double time 1 and got first, and this is what it's looking to be like for this map as well. Valine and Azurian is going to come back in. Dance Zero and Miyageta is going to come in for RTU. So, with this map, another consistency map, just in the form of adding the double time mod, and you get a map that is barely about 2 minutes long, with AR of 10.3, 253 and a half BPM. Ooh, Dan Zero is just struggling with the accuracy, but is still holding onto his combo, which is very impressive. But the first break will come into the hands of Miyageta, his Dan Zero's teammate for Russian Technological University. Oh, Dan Zero will find a drop at the end of that stream. And we're getting into our second key eye section right here. Zurium and Valine is looking really comfortable on this map in particular, having a team AC average of 97 like about 97.5 at least, if I'm making quick math assumptions. Oh, Zurium finally dropped on that jump. But Valine, I mean, is holding on to a really significant combo, which is good enough to be able. Oh, but he will find a drop, but that score gap is really big, however. I mean, we do see the score is starting to drop. Like, now, as we head into the last key eye, I mean, I just think if Azurium and Valine both having like significant drops or chain breaks, that would have been it. But yeah, they have built. I mean, yeah, we did see the score got cut to 80k, but it's just not enough. As Azurium and Valine will be able to take this one with really good combo at the start, as it's going to be 3-1 over in the hands of UC Berkeley. Russian Technological University now up. They have won the first point, but have dropped the next 3 after. So this is, I think they have to really think about this carefully as to what map they want to pick next. I did think that the Hidden 2 pick that they have made. I still don't think this was not the right pick for what I wanted to see, but I kind of get why they wanted to go for it, as they're gonna go with Fremont 1. Alrighty, so Fremont 1 is now up for RTU. Fremont 1, density, it's your density aim oriented map. If you play with easy, it's going to be the easy multiplier of 2.0. Alrighty, so looking into previous statistics. Interesting, it's an interesting pick coming from RTU. I'm thinking, yeah, so Miyaghetto and Lemon V2 will be playing for RTU. Berkeley will have Azurium and BU going to come in. BU coming back in since No Mod 1. This is going to be interesting to see how well these 4 players will do. Ready, so we're getting on with the setup as well. All 4 players in the lobby are ready. So, Hidden Hard Rock for each player, Azurium and Lemon will be opting to go with Hidden. Hard Rock will be on the side of BU and Miyaghetto. So no easy calculations after the map ends. I could have sworn I've seen that background from somewhere. Starts off pretty slow, but we do see a break coming from BU as we head into the start of the lyrics on this song. Miyaghetto and Lemon V2 holding on to the lead for RTU, looking to get their first point back since No Mod 1 and getting their second point to get themselves back into the conversation. And Azurium will find a drop. And RTU is looking pretty comfortable as they have passed through this first Ki with ease, with some act drops that, I mean, they're holding on to the combo, and that's what matters the most. Azurium and BU looking to trying to find their groove with this map. I don't think it's not impossible to come back right now, especially since it's a long map. Meaning mistakes could happen at any given moment that could change the pacing on the scoring. Oh, that 100 stretch from Miyaghetto, still holding on to the combo. We have seen some accuracy inconsistencies coming from RTU, but this time around they are still holding on to their combo, which is very, very impressive. and everybody will have a chance to look at the score. I mean, RTU is probably looking really happy with what they're looking at right now for 11v2 and Miyageto. I think they would love to finish off with a really good score for this map in particular, but we'll just see how well the rest of the map will go, as we're just about 3/4 of the map in. About like, oh, there's still at least a minute of the map to go. Seeing the slow slider. We're approaching into the final Ki. Oh my goodness, Zurian will find a drop. That was very impressive. Almost seeing everybody hitting that that stream sequence. And all 11v2 will find a drop on that back and forth, but that, I mean, I don't know what else to say with this, how everybody has just been performing on the map for Russian Technological University. This was a wake-up performance that they really needed, and Miyageto just came up short for the FC, but they have done a lot of damage on that map. 1.8 million score as a team. I think I mean, that's for sure they have finished #1 in that map alone, unless if they're like, if there's like a literal double FC on Fremont, on that Fremont map. But other than that, RTU with the lead, with the big performance. But now the next pick will be in the hands of UC Berkeley. Berkeley would like to try to avoid a breakpoint in their hands given to RTU. AJ Mosca is going to pick Hard Rock 2. We're going with Blue Archive now. Alrighty, so map has been set up, but it's still playing Fremont 1 right now. I don't know if there's anything wrong, because I think it should be it. I mean, yeah, I guess the lobby is set to Hard Rock 2, but it's still playing Fremont 1 right now. Let me try to let the streamer know. But if in the case of yeah, so there is some technical difficulties right now. So yeah, unfortunately we will not be getting Hard Rock 2 in the match. I don't know if they are actually playing Hard Rock 2 right now. MP start in 10 seconds. Okay, yeah, so technical difficulties right now. Alrighty, so we're gonna go into technical difficulties right now, but if the map is over, um, alrighty, so, oh, Hard Rock. Oh, okay, so we do have Hard Rock 2 back on. Right now we're seeing Valine with the we're just only seeing Valine, but there's no sound right now. I don't know if there is any sound. Azurium with the okay, so it's Valine Azurium for RTU for UC Berkeley. And yeah, alrighty, so right now we are seeing well, the map is about to be over. No really good combos towards the end, but UC Berkeley just avoids giving a RTU the break point. Valine with a pretty good. Wait a minute. Oh my. Wait. Okay. No. This. Okay. No. Valine and Azurium with at least a 400 point performance. Being able to take down Miyagi and Dance Zero. Both teams, all four players have close scores that could combat against one another, but it came down. But it was just pretty close to say the least. But Berkeley is now up 4-2, and now it's going to be RTU now up to make their next pick. Alrighty, so that is it. As it is now 4-2. Hidden Dream will be up next for RTU. So Hidden Dream, this is your flow subtech oriented map. Still in my heart. This is a long length map, one of the longest maps in this hidden pool this week. Yeah, so Hidden Dream will be played for RTU. This is going to be interesting to see how well RTU will do. Hidden Dream last time was play. Berkeley did play Hidden Dream last week. Sonan, Azurium, and AJ Mosca both played Hidden Dream, but in the case of this lineup now for Berkeley, they're gonna opt to switch without Azurium with BU coming in for UC Berkeley. And over on the side of RTU, Miyagi once again coming in, and Lemon V2 is going to play for Russian Technological University. Miyagi has been in 6 maps so far. I have not seen a map where he actually hasn't played. So it's going to be interesting to see how well, RTU, Berkeley will perform. And also keeping an eye out on Miyagi, especially since like he is playing like throughout all of the maps so far. The concern with fatigue might be in a factor for Miyagi. Here we go. And right now we do see a early drop from no, I'm sorry, AJ Moscow to kick things off. And nobody seems to trade with him. Russian Technological University is both looking to stabilize with their performances coming from 11v2. Oh, Lemon with the break, however. I take that back, but right now it's just Miyagelo taking... Oh wait, no, it's Azurium. Wait a minute, I could have sworn I've seen B. I could have sworn I've seen B's name. Okay, I guess I'm like reading things apparently. So yeah, it's Azurium in for BU, and he's performing very well, keeping up with Miyagelo. Similarly, we're seeing a similar battle with Hidden 2, with Miyagelo taking on Azurium, in which Azurium had the better combo and consistency to take down Miyagelo RTU to give Berkeley that breakpoint. We'll see if this is going to be the case again. And oh my goodness, everybody aside from 11v2 broke. v2 is just holding on to that combo. And it just looks to be like RTU looking pretty comfortable, trying to work on that 11v2 combo to be able to extend that lead, but oh, they will lose it, however. But AJ will find a trade back. AJ doesn't have really bad accuracy. He's just really struggling with consistency right now, and that's just been the plague as to how RTU are taking advantage of it. There's still some time left, but I mean, Blizzard will find a drop. It's just now Miyagelo looking to take into their way of getting into their third point. Great news for RTU, but it will be UC Berkeley's pick next, and the key difference for RTU, I mean, that score is only going to go up, and time is just already almost up for Berkeley. Miyagelo looking really consistent on this map to end things off. And what a performance coming from the RTU captain. 7 maps in, and he's looking to feel pretty comfortable and with this map for Hidden Tree. What an impressive performance. 11v2 with also a very good supporting score to help aid RTU's lead. Yeah, this is your final scores. RTU with a 1.1 million score. That is really awesome to see. And now RTU with the opportunity to take the breakpoint again. Berkeley just needs to hold on, just needs to find the right map and just to perform well on their choice. The last thing they did not want is to give the lead back into RTU. And similarly with how Nomad 1 have went for Miyagelo, all of his breaks are just slider breaks, which is just very unfortunate to see. So the question is, what is Berkeley going to pick next? It's going to be Hard Rock 3. We are just now 1 hour in on this match so far. Solo Cup will be up next, picked by UC Berkeley. So this is going to be up next. interesting to see how well these teams will perform on Hard Rock 3. 2 minutes 35 seconds. Your average length map. This map, I believe, it says swing alt on the comments. I could be wrong though. Circle size of 5.6. The second highest CS rating behind Hard Rock 1, which is our custom map made by Sour Mongoose. So interesting to see if we will get to see that map being played in match setting. So Azurium and Valine will go in for Berkeley. Miyageto and Dance Zero is going to come in for RTU. Alrighty, so we are about to get things set underway here. Here we go. So, off the gate, we do see some act drops on the side of Dance Zero, but Azurium and Valine will lose their full combos straight away, trying to get adjusted with this map playstyle to be able to try to catch up, to be able to try to start like with consistency, which it looks like they have been stabilized with. Dan Zero with a 91% accuracy, but is really holding on to his combo, which is very impressive to see. But the question is, how long can Dan Zero can hold on to? And now we can just see that score gap almost increasing over on the side of RTU right now. And all Azurium, you can just see that cursor, yeah, he's not really happy about that break. It's just Miyageto now with the full combo, back where he had left off with that Hidden Dream performance. $100s being set over on the side of Dan Zero, but he's just holding on. He's just holding on with his consistency. There's just only 1/4 of the map left to go. Miyageto is looking really comfortable as he's almost on his way for another really good performance. Break coming from Dan Zero again, but that score gap is slowly decreasing, but now it's starting to increase over on the side of Miyageto's score. Yeah, Miyageto is just looking really comfortable, as it just looks to be the case that RTU will be able to take their first breakpoint on this map. And, you know, Azurium and Valine did whatever they could to try to decrease that score gap, but it's just not enough. But, so now it's 4-4 now. It's now best of 3. RTU has the first pick in this best of 3 now. This has been pretty close to the point where I don't know if there is like any definitive maps they could pick. It's just all about really what maps do Miyageto really wanted to play, because it has just been all about him pretty much. So looking at what's left, you have No Mod 2, No Mod 4, Hidden 1, Hard Rock 1, and Double Time 4. Really interesting choices. I feel like, I mean, no, I would avoid picking Double Time. Oh yeah, No Mod 6 is also a map available. They're gonna go with No Mod 6. They're gonna go with the gimmick map. So this gimmick in particular is your dense precision stack reading oriented map. As we will see, No Mod 6 being the first of two that for what RTU wants to pick. And already right off the gate, we will see AJ Mosca coming in for Berkeley. But the question is, who's going to play with AJ on No Mod 6? We did see Valine, but he did left. But there's a chance it could be Azurium or BU coming in. Miguel on 11v2 will stay in. Yeah, 11v2 has just been the secondary player for what we have seen. We did see 11v2. Yeah, this is his fifth map. He just swaps out the second player role with Dance Zero, and sometimes well, you also have Shameless Lad, who did play the second map of this match but wasn't been back in since. Azurium is going to come in for UC Berkeley, so now we will see the semifinals match going to head into a different direction, as it's now best of 3. So pressure is definitely high and the atmosphere is definitely getting really tense as we head into a very interesting map here in this winner's semifinals match. From the look of it, this is pretty much your no mod reading map. So another reading map, and Miyageto with a drop. This is just going to be interesting to see how well the rest of the team will do. AJ Mosca is performing pretty well. If we recall, he did struggle on Hidden 2, but he's finding his consistency, which is a big difference maker as to what UC Berkeley really needed from him. I mean, yes, Azurium is also FCing too, but, you know, you can't always just rely on one player to do the work, you know. As the score gap is now already up by almost by 200k now and counting. Azurium with the 100s, and miss aim coming from Azurium. It's just AJ Mosca versus 11v2 as the gap is starting to decrease. It's just 11v2 versus AJ Mosca, and oh my goodness, AJ dropped. This is going to be interesting, and they have enough time too. And that lead is going to switch it right back over to RTU now. And oh wait, oh my goodness, wait, this could be interesting. Oh, UC Berkeley, what? Oh my goodness. Berkeley just somehow came back with Azurium's combo that was just good enough to be able to take back the lead at the end. Oh my goodness. That was so close. And that was a close call for UC Berkeley. But man, you gotta feel bad for Russian Technological University. That point was right there. That comeback could have been completed. But 11v2 didn't hold on for just long enough, and that was just it. Man, you gotta feel bad for 11v2 for performing out of his mind. But it's, oh man, I cannot imagine the emotions they are going through. And the sense of relief that UC Berkeley has just, you know, gone, knowing that they have just gotten another breakpoint, and now, you know, they have the last pick in their hands, and this is where like they can they really have like the variety to choose from. But if I had a preference, I mean, they are 1-1 on Hidden, 1-1 on Hard Rock. I would pick, oh, Nomad 4. I was going to say they should pick maybe Double Time 4, but I mean, Nomad 4 works. Nomad 4, if they feel pretty confident on Nomad 4, I mean, that works too. But they are also 1-1 on the Nomad maps, considering they did lose on Nomad 1, but they are 1-1. They did win on Nomad 6 just now. Oh man, this is going to be really, really interesting now. I just don't really know if I really like that pick, but I mean, if they really feel confident, I'm not against it by any means. But yeah, it's going to be Nomad 4 being the final map to just about a 3-minute map. And yeah, I don't know what else there needs to be said. BU is coming in for UC Berkeley. The question is, who's going to team up with BU? I mean, he has only played 2 maps. And well, I don't want to be, you know, yeah, no, I'm not gonna say it. Oh, BU have left, however. Oh, it's going to be Azurium and AJ Mosca, and 11v2 and Miyaghetto over on the side of RTU. So no timeouts will be called so far. UC Berkeley now with 1 point away from advancing into their podium finish for the 3rd time in 4 splits. Nomad 4 stands in the way of both players. Both teams are 1-1 in the Nomad pool, and whoever wins this one will either win the match or force a tiebreaker. This is getting very, very, very close. So Berkeley will have a early start on that spinner, but right off the gate, we do see some act drops that gives the lead over to RTU. Miyaghetto has played for his 10th straight map right now. 11v2 is playing for, I believe, his 3rd straight map. It will be interesting to see how well these players perform. And right off the gate, we will see our first drop coming from Azurium. It's just, and nobody seems to break alongside with him. It's just now, it's just a 1v2 performance over on the side of RTU versus Berkeley in terms of the full combo gaming right now. We do see some space streams. Everybody's being able to hit them. There's some really interesting streams, and as it's really interesting to see like the reading and stacks that these players have to play on this Nomad 4. And that score gap, as long as 11v2 and Miyaghetto will hold on, they have just been awakened. And you know, we are seeing those drops, those act drops, and yet they're still holding on. Azurium has gotten himself pretty comfortable with the map. And oh, we can just see this. We can just see some cursor shaking coming from some players. Lemon V2 has his cursor shaking just a bit. As we see these wiggles, everybody's hitting them. And that score gap is only going to go higher up. I just don't... Time is not on Berkeley's side to be able to force another last second comeback, really. And we see the burst sliders. Everybody's hitting them. And oh, AJ will find a drop. This is getting very, very, very exciting right now. And well, I just don't think, yeah, they just have no time to come back. As we are seeing, well, what almost was a double FC, and oh, they just broke. And that is it. We are heading into tiebreaker! As if this match cannot get any more interesting, now we have 2 breakpoints to end off the regular map pool matches as we head into the tiebreaker in tier 2 now. Let me do the ping first. Oh man. So, from the look of things, we are going to see a timeout being called for, I believe, both teams, from both teams, or I think, oh yeah. No, it's just going to be RTU calling their timeout. Yeah, they, especially for what they have just played through, this is really, really interesting, to say the least. Oh my goodness, this has just been a very, very interesting match. Both teams just looked very, very strong with their picks, and even on like the picks that they did lose, like yeah, it could have went either way. I've mentioned that this is going to be a close match, or it's just going to be close in some capacity, that it might be one-sided at first, but then it's just going to be, oh, the other team will try to make a comeback. But right now it's just looking to be it was the former, in which yeah, okay, so RTU will finish their timeout early, but Berkeley wants to call their timeout now. Yeah, so I mean, this is just going to be one interesting match, to say the least, in terms of how the tiebreaker will go. I mean, these are 2 very strong teams that could play a huge role and could change the tides of this competition to see how well these 2 teams will do on the semifinals tiebreaker. Literal Crystal and the Civisonia. This is a 5-minute 36-second map with a BPM of 200, CS of 4.5, AR of 9.6, OD of 8. I mean, self-explanatory. It's a tiebreaker map. Literally everything's going to be in there. And the comments have said, this was so good, I had to reuse it. I don't know what that means, but I guess it's been reused. But, and if you want to play with the easy multiplier, the easy multiplier is 2.2. Yeah, so definitely interesting as Valine and Azurium is going to come in for UC Berkeley. And over on the side of RTU, Miyageto and Lemon V2 is going to come in. This is the first time that we have seen Valine coming back in since I believe Hard Rock 3. Valine, this is Valine's, I believe, 4th map in this match. As Lemon V2, this is, I believe, his 6th, 7th map. Azurium has almost played in every map from what I've seen. He did take himself out in some maps, if I recalled correctly. Or unless I'm wrong and he actually did play every map. Oh yeah, I'm just going to assume he did play every map except maybe one, or he actually did play every map. And then you have Miyageto, for sure has played in every map. Tiebreaker stands in a way to see who will take on Northwestern in the winners finals, and who will finish in the top 3. Nerves are at all-time high as we head into the starting sequence on this tiebreaker map. Right off the gate, I mean, everybody's looking good. The streams will be a key note pattern to watch out for. We have seen so many players struggle on the streams, from Valine to Azurium, and now we just see a team reset coming from the side of RTU. So Berkeley will hold on to the lead for now, but for how long is the question. This map is just so fast-paced. We can just see a lot of jumps and back and forths. Miss aim, and you could probably see a huge chain break. And another drop on the streams by Lemon V2. Yeah, now we're just looking to see how both of these teams are doing. Miyageto has recovered quite nicely, but the question is if UC Berkeley will keep up with that consistency, or will they drop to give RTU some time to catch up? And right now, I mean, we're just seeing, the timeouts definitely benefiting Berkeley, but Azurium will find a drop at the stream section right there. So now it's in the hands of Valine to be able to take this one away. Now Azurium's combo gaming is good enough to keep up with Lemon V2 to some capacity. Now the map does slow down, and miss aim coming from Azurium on that slider. We have seen some miss aim inconsistencies coming from Azurium during the second half of this match, and it's just still continues to show. But he has made such a good strong start to help aid with Berkeley's score that now it's just Valine trying to hold on to that combo. And now it's just going back to where the map has left off. These sliders and this mechanics has just been the key skill sets that is just testing these players. And Valine will find a drop. Lemon V2 also did have like a drop earlier, and he will find one again. It's just now Mia Ghetto with just about 1/4 of the map left to try, as we will see if RTU will complete another impressive comeback to try to be able to get themselves into a top 3 finish. Everybody hitting that streams. That score gap has now decreased to 200, under 200 now. This is getting really close. Oh, a break from Lemon B2 though. It's going to buy some time for UC Berkeley. There's just about less than like for sure 20% of the map left. And I mean, you can just look at Mia Ghetto's accuracy is just unheard of. And same can be said for Azurium's Act 2, 99% on this tiebreaker map. And oh, I think that's just going to be it. Oh man. That was really close. A close call for Berkeley, but Valine and Azurium both had played very integral roles. Azurium did find a drop early, but has recovered since onto that last key eye. And well, Mia Ghetto will have the top score in the lobby with a 99.90% accuracy. And oh my goodness, just like with constantly with 2 maps, all of his his third S rank, but with slider breaks. That is just very unfortunate. I just feel like if he didn't slider break, I feel like this could have been a much more interesting outcome. But regardless, I mean, this could have went either way for either team. But at the end of the day, your winners, and we'll be finishing in top 3 for the 3rd time in 4 splits. And we'll be moving on to the winners finals, taking on Northwestern. It's going to be the team of Azurium, AJ Moscow, Valine, and BU, University of California, Berkeley's B team. Congratulations. And to Russian Technological University, absolutely no shame over what you guys have just done. You guys have done an incredible job making this match so interesting. So Mia Ghetto, Dan Zero, Lemon V2, and Shameless Lad, best of luck to you guys in the losers finals as you guys fight your way back into the top 3, where you guys will be taking on either the winner of Waterloo or Rutgers C, or Waterloo C or Rutgers. Yeah, Rutgers C or Waterloo C. This is going to be one interesting match that will happen at 30 minutes. In 30 minutes from now, I do not know if that match is going to be streamed, but if so, it's going to be one interesting match to see if Rutgers can continue on that very magical run on being able to upset 2 major Canadian universities to advance into the losers finals for a unlikely top 6 finish. But other than that, we will end the stream for now, as I am Porgus Great, and thank you to Emerald Aegis for reffing this match. Thank you to Evie for streaming this match. We will see you guys in 30 minutes. So until then, we will see you guys later. Bye.